It is the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. We're here every single day from 5 to 6 talking about the local issues that matter to you most and taking your phone calls. You're a big part of this show, so get ready to participate. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. We also like to read and respond to your emails, read some of them on the air. RandyKABC@gmail.com. That's RandyKABC@gmail.com. And real quick, let me thank you. We got so many people who subscribe to the podcast of the KABC News Blitz on Apple Podcasts. We moved up the charts to 22nd place. We were in like 60-something yesterday. We're at 22. Let's keep it going. If you haven't done it yet, if you've got an iPhone, click on that purple button, the Apple Podcast app, search for the KABC News Blitz or Randy Wang, find the show, hit subscribe, maybe hit a nice review or a rating. It'll make me happy. It'll make my bosses happy. But hey, I want to move on to a story that I saw that I bet hits close to home for a lot of people in this listening audience. You're going to relate to this story if you happen to live close to a school or you have school-age children, because there was an issue that popped up last week in Saugus in the Santa Clarita Valley that is all too familiar to anybody that lives near a school or has school-age children. Let me just say, parking when it's drop-off time or pickup time near the schools is insanity. Traffic around schools at drop-off time or pickup time is insanity. I live pretty close to Birmingham High School in Lake Balboa. And oh my goodness, ever since they moved back the time when school is out, school used to end at 3, then they pushed it back because the kids weren't getting enough sleep. So school gets out at 4. And that's about when I get to the valley from Culver City and making that left on Victory and Balboa and seeing the line of cars that are going in and out, trying to find a place to park so they can sit there and wait for their kid to get in the car. It is a mad scrum every single day. And if you try to take the other way, it's just as bad. There are no ways around it. The only way I can get past it is if I go to another freeway exit so I'm not near the school. But that's just personally what happens to me. I don't live next to like an elementary school, so I don't have this specific problem, but I sure do remember it because I grew up next to an elementary school. The issue of when it comes to pickup time or even drop-off time, people trying to pick up their kids, trying to drop off their kids, there's nowhere to park, so they double park in your driveway. That happened to one Saugus resident who got all the way pissed off about it.
And I want you to be all the way pissed off.
That he decided to ram the car that was blocking his driveway because he couldn't get out and go to work. Oh my. Let's get into this story. Here is a report from KCAL.
Well, it seems like these are playing out near Saugus Elementary School. Heated arguments over parking.
That's right. As KCAL News reporter Jeff Nguyen tells us, neighbors are now calling on the school to take action.
Why am I not paying for your car? You're blocking a driveway.
This video has gone viral after a homeowner in Saugus confronted a parent at Plum Canyon Elementary for parking her truck in front of his driveway Tuesday afternoon during school pickup. The man asked us not to identify him.
They do this every day and it's getting really out of hand.
Yeah, that's got to be quite infuriating that you cannot leave your house because your driveway is blocked. I get irritated if someone goes right over the line of the curb and they just partially block my driveway. But to totally block the driveway because the school infrastructure has not anticipated that nobody wants their kids to walk or take the bus to school anymore, so everyone's picking up their kid with a car and the parking is so ridiculous they're blocking your driveway. This guy got so mad he decided to ding the truck, and then he pulled out his camera as the owner of the truck came back and said, "Hey, why'd you hit my car? I need your insurance information."
There's a big scratch. I cleaned it up a little bit.
The woman in the video says the man damaged her truck after he hit it. She says she normally parks elsewhere, but she left her truck to find her child during early pickup.
We do have a lot of
I mean, that doesn't make it okay. Blocking somebody's driveway, I know. It's crazy. It's the mad scrum going into the school trying to figure out a place to go. But blocking somebody's driveway is not cool. if we had parking enforcement, someone would do something about it. But this is all too common. This happened in the neighborhood where I grew up in Santa Clarita. So I totally understand how upset this Saugus homeowner is. I also understand how frustrating it is for the parent that there's no place to pick up the kids, so the only place you can go to is to block somebody's driveway.
Early pickup.
We do have a lot of traffic issues here. Unfortunately, I made a mistake.
You're entitled to block my driveway just because you had to pick up your kids?
The Santa Clarita Sheriff's Station says a deputy was called out. Neither side asked to press charges and insurance information was exchanged.
This is a very Santa Clarita Valley story. Nothing got too crazy. Some people got upset, but no punches were thrown. Nobody filed any charges. No one got taken away in a police car. A lot of grown-ups out there in Santa Clarita.
Neither side asked to press charges and insurance information was exchanged. The front of the school faces this cul-de-sac where neighbors say there have been a number of confrontations between them and the school parents. Some of them have been caught on camera.
You know, it's one of the things when you're looking for a place to settle down, you typically want to live in a neighborhood that's right next to a nice elementary school. Whether you're raising a family or not, that's good for the property values. But the one thing that you don't think about is how many cars are going to be all over the neighborhood looking for a place to park to pick up their kids. Back in my day, you walked to school or you biked to school. But I don't think that's safe anymore for a myriad of reasons.
This security video captured the school principal separating two men after tempers flared some months back. A number of neighbors say they've had to call the sheriff's department repeatedly.
It's probably like the number one call the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff's Department gets, because Santa Clarita has a lot of schools, a lot of elementary schools. It is a very well-planned community. But yeah, everyone's driving to pick up the kids. And what do? They block the driveway. And then people get mad.
One time there was a lady that was parked in front of a trash can over by our house. I asked her if she could move. She moved and her husband came over and threatened me.
Why you feel entitled to block my driveway?
Wait a second. This is getting a little wild. I understand how stressful this is. You're trying to pick up your kid. You park in someone's driveway. The person whose home it is like, hey, I'm trying to live my life. I'm trying to move my car.
One time there was a lady that was parked in front of a trash can over by our house. I asked her if she could move. She moved and her husband came over and threatened me.
You know, and that guy's got a legitimate point, because if that car's parked in front of the trash can and it's trash day, that trash is not going to get picked up. And then the trash is going to pile up and then everything's going to smell. So yes, he has a right to say, move your car. If you are blocking somebody's driveway or blocking their trash can because you got to pick up your kid, at least be polite about it. Don't be threatening somebody. What's going on here?
One time there was a lady that was parked in front of a trash can over by our house. I asked her if she could move. She moved and her husband came over and threatened me.
Why you feel entitled to block my driveway?
I apologize.
We did see a number of parents blocking driveways during school pickup on Wednesday.
This is an ongoing problem that has been going on for 4 or 5 years.
But the truck owner says posting the argument over social media was over the top.
Well, that's how the news finds out about it. That's what everything gets done nowadays. Any dispute, somebody inevitably pulls out their phone, hits record, or goes live streaming to TikTok. They might be getting gifts from all their followers while the fight escalates. Why do you think there's the planned fights that go on at like the Long Beach Pike? It's all about TikTok. So you want to go viral? This guy went viral, although I don't think anybody in the story looks particularly good, and I kind of feel awful for both sides.
But the truck owner says...
Is that what the topic's going to be here? Who's the bigger a-hole? You know, sometimes I have a story, and I don't exactly know which angle I'm going to go for calls just yet, but I think I might have found it. So... although I didn't think I was going to go down this road, this is the road that we're down to now. I need you to help me decide right now at 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. It is a simple question. I've heard the story. We still have a little more left of it, but I want to get this question out because I want to get the calls on the board. You have a parent who needed to pick up their kid at the local elementary school in Saugus. And they blocked somebody's driveway, left their car, so this guy couldn't get out and go to work. Is she the bigger a-hole? Or is the homeowner whose driveway got blocked that then he got so pissed off that he decided to ding her car with his car and then film the dispute and post it on social media? Is he the bigger a-hole? Who is the bigger a-hole in this story? The parent or the homeowner? 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. We're going to do an informal KABC poll, and we will find out by the end of today's show who is the bigger a-hole in this story. That's the route we're going.
But the truck owner says posting the argument over social media was over the top.
I am not doing anything with this damage because I don't want to cause him any more problem.
Oh, yeah. If you file a claim against him after all that fight is only going to escalate. We're going to have the Hatfields and McCoys out here.
But I don't know what escalated to where it is right now.
We reached out to the school district to see if any action can be taken to solve the traffic congestion, but we haven't heard back. In Saugus, Jeff Nguyen, KCAL News.
Yeah, I don't know if there is any solution here to solve these traffic scuffles because the infrastructure for all these elementary schools was never planned that everyone's going to drive their kids to school, whether you don't feel safe sending them on the bus, you don't have them feel safe walking or biking, or you don't live next to the school anymore because people live all over the place. It's not the way that it used to be with that. But you've heard the story. You've heard the dispute. It's something that's going on every single day when people are picking up their kids from the local elementary schools, the local junior highs, high schools, if you're still picking up your kids, what's going on with that? But somebody blocked a driveway to pick up their kid. The guy whose driveway got blocked got so mad that he decided to ram her car and then filmed the dispute on social media. Who's the bigger a-hole in this story? Is it the parent or is it the homeowner? 800-222-KABC. 1-800-222-5222. Let's start off with Sandra in Simi Valley. Sandra, you're on the News Blitz. Hello.
Hi there. I think she's definitely the bigger a-hole.
Because she blocked the driveway?
Absolutely. She should be in the vehicle and prepared to leave if need be.
Yeah, that guy's got to live it. That guy's got places to go, people to see. Maybe he's got a job he's got to go to. Can you imagine having to call into your employer and say, I can't make it to work because somebody blocked my driveway?
They might not believe it, yeah.
Thank you so much for the call, Sandra. Appreciate it. 800-222-KABC is the phone number. 1-800-222-5222. We're doing one of our KABC scientific polls. You've heard the dispute that happened at Saugus Elementary School where a woman parked her truck into somebody's driveway so she could pick up her kid. When she came back, she saw that the owner of the home, who was so mad about the car blocking, decided to hit the car with his car and then film them yelling at each other on social media. Who's the bigger a-hole in this story? 800-222-KABC. Let's go to Melda in Walnut. Melda, you're on the Blitz. Hello.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Hi. I can.
So it's the parent. I drop my kids off every morning, and the parents who are horrible.
Yeah, I figure there's got to be better ways to do this than blocking and double parking, which I see all the time. In my parents' neighborhood, that happens on a daily basis.
Yeah, and they flip the B word in the middle of the street and do like a 3-point turn as you're trying, blocking traffic. It's horrible. So, yeah, it's the parent.
Oh. The parent is the bigger a-hole. That's 2 votes. Thank you so much for the call, Melda. Appreciate it. Phones are exploding on this one. I honestly did not know that was the angle I was going to go for when we started this story. But that's the beauty, that's the magic of live talk radio. 800-222-KABC is the phone number. Who's the bigger a-hole, the parent who blocked a driveway or the homeowner that decided to hit that person's car and film the dispute on social media? Let's go to Robert in San Clemente. Robert, you're on the Blitz. Hello.
Hello. I think the parent is the big a-hole in this one. Without question, because you know what? that parent can drag their sorry ass, park down the street, walk up, pick up their kid, and walk back. And what will they teach their kid? Respect for someone else's property. And that's what we've lost, Randy. Respect for someone's property.
Yeah, how about respect for the rules of the road? I mean, you're teaching your kid that law breaking is okay.
Believe me, all the time, people, they come up with an excuse. It was just minutes. I'm just getting my kid. I'll be right back. Don't worry about it. No. Drag your ass down the street, find a parking spot, and drag your ass to pick up your kid, and get him to your car. Or go back to the old-fashioned way and make that kid walk home, or ride their bike, or take the bus.
Oh, that's not happening anymore. The streets are too unsafe for that. Robert, thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. 800-222-KABC is the phone number. So far, that is 3 votes for the parent, no votes for the homeowner. But hey, we're doing a scientific poll. We'll be doing it all hour. Who was the bigger a-hole in this story? 800-222-KABC. Diana and Whittier. Diana, you're on the Blitz. Hello.
Hi, Randy. Love listening to you at 5. Definitely the parent, no question about it. Absolutely. I see it all the time. And, I mean, people are just so entitled these days. It's just beyond. But yes, the parent, and teaching their child how to be rude and disrespectful to other people in the process.
And it's something they're doing every single day. And there are so many parents that don't block the driveway. There is some place to park. I get it's a massive inconvenience, but blocking someone's driveway is just so rude.
Absolutely.
Now you got to put a quarter in the jar.
Anyways.
Thanks so much for the call, Diana. Appreciate it. It's my goal in life is just to help people realize their tics and to realize that we all do it. I don't know why. I don't know when it started happening, but your reset when you don't know what to say is to say,
absolutely, absolutely.
Listen to old episodes of my old podcast, The Pretty Good Podcast. I did it all the time. Well, continue with your phone calls, 800-222-KABC. Who's the bigger a-hole in this story? The parent that blocked the driveway so they could pick up their kids, or the homeowner that rammed the car with his car and then filmed the dispute on social media? It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. There was a big dispute in Saugus in front of Saugus Elementary School where it was pickup time and a parent couldn't find a place to park, so they parked in somebody's driveway. The homeowner was furious, decided to ding their car with his car, and then filmed their dispute, them yelling at each other, and put it on social media. Simple question, as we do a scientific KABC poll, who's the bigger a-hole in this story? Let's go to Ermias in L.A. Ermias, you're on the Blitz. Hello.
Hey, Randy, great show. The homeowner is the bigger a-hole. The parent was wrong, but the homeowner, the escalation, I mean, that's kind of criminal, bro. You hit somebody's car, then you tape it. So I say the homeowner is the big a-hole.
Now, if he only chose one of those things, just to film and yell at her or just to hit the car, which one's the most a-hole move?
Hit the car. That's where he took it too far.
Well, we've got one vote for the homeowner. Thank you so much for the call, Ermias. Appreciate it. 800-222-KABC is the phone number. Phone's exploding over this because I have a feeling that when I saw this story, I knew that a lot of people have seen this, have experienced this. This happens all the time if you are living in one of these neighborhoods or you have school-age children. By the way, Lewis writes in on my Twitter at Randy Wang Radio, hey, I saw that story on KCAL last night. The parent picking up the student not only blocked a driveway, but I also noticed the fire hydrant too, which she might have blocked. Oh boy. Who's the bigger a-hole in the story? 800-222-KABC is the phone number. Amy in La Crescenta. Amy, you're on the Blitz. Hello.
Hi, Randy. I was a parent of 4 kids that went to 3 different schools all at the same time, and also lived next to a school. So I learned that to be kind to the neighborhood, I would circle the block, find a spot, go to the crosswalk, and drop them off at the crosswalk. There was always a guard there to walk them safely across. I did that for all 4 of my kids 3 times a day at elementary, junior high, and the high school. And the elementary school, they end up staggering the times. K through 3 would start at one time, and then 4 through 6 would start at another time. And that also helps. So schools could start thinking about doing that.
Does your family ever thank you for how hard you worked to do all that for so many years?
You know what? They actually do now.
That you are Superwoman. That is incredible. That is a lot of scheduling and a lot of driving around for a lot of kids. Good for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for the call, Amy. Appreciate it. 800-222-KABC is the phone number. Who's the bigger a-hole, the parent that dropped off their kids by blocking a driveway, or the guy whose home got the driveway blocked and he decided to hit their car with his car and film it on social media? The phones are loaded. Let's go. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. We're here every day from 5 to 6 talking about the local issues that matter to you most and taking your phone calls. We take your emails as well, randykabc@gmail.com. And don't forget, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the podcast of the KABC News Blitz on Apple Podcasts. We are shooting up in the rankings. We're now the 22nd most popular U.S. government podcast on Apple Podcasts. We are the 6,341st most popular podcast around the world on every per service. Let's send those numbers up. Now, we're talking about this dispute in Saugus, where at Saugus Elementary, a parent needed to pick up their kid, couldn't find parking, so they parked in somebody's driveway, blocked their driveway. The homeowner got so mad that he hit her car with his car, and then when she came back, they had a little fight, and he filmed it and posted it to social media. Simple question, who's the bigger a-hole in this story? Let's go to Michael David in Northridge. Michael David, you're on the Blitz. Hello.
Yes, how you doing, Big R? Can
Doing
you hear
great.
me?
That's a new nickname for me.
I'll tell you we're in overtime in this. Because I happen to have this happen down to me, Street, Cleveland High School, and you have the apartments on Parthenia and Tampa, and they park, and everybody parks, and they're living more people in the apartments. That's okay. Everybody needs a place to live. But do not block my driveway, and do not block the apron, because I got to bring a trailer in. Apron, that's $68 ticket. You block the thing, you can have them towed. One time they did it, and I missed work, and the other guy, I just said, give them a ticket. I don't want them towed to go through. And they'll learn to have the ticket. But anyways, we're in overtime in this. Okay, first of all, the lady is wrong, and the guy didn't handle it properly. You wait for her to come back or something, put a note on her, don't do this again, I'll have you towed away, and they will come and pick up your thing. But for him to bang the car, that's not good, because you're in trouble too. And the ladies shouldn't be hiding behind their kids. And parents like to do that, use their kids to try to hide behind them. And we've seen that in Vietnam. They do this now in the Gaza Strip and everything. Do not use kids to hide what you're doing wrong behind you, because that puts the kids in jeopardy. The key is she's got to pay it off. She should get a ticket for bottom line, and he should pay off the insurance for banging her car. But he shouldn't pay off an insurance thing unless she gets a ticket too. So I think both should get tickets for whatever it is, and who has to pay the most amount, whoever pays the least amount wins in overtime. Because I think both.
There you go. Michael David, thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. That one took a left turn for a little while. Let's go to Claudia in Woodland Hills. Claudia, you're on the Blitz. Hello. Claudia? Claudia, are you on mute? No, Claudia, call us back. Let's go to John in Valencia. John, you're on the Blitz. Hello.
Hey, I think both of them are at fault. I mean, I feel sorry for the poor guy because this happens every day. I live out there, and everybody out there is an a-hole. I'd say 99% of the people live in Santa Clarita are a-holes. He shouldn't have done what he did, but, you know, you get to a point in life where it happens daily, every day. And she got out of her car, and she went to pick up her kid. And I would have just, the guy should have just backed up and, oh, I'm sorry, I hit your car. Oh, big deal. But the thing that I think that I don't agree with what he did is what everybody does, is they pull their phone out and they purposely escalate something to get the "I gotcha" moment on video so they can post it and become Instagram famous or TikTok famous, whatever. So I think he's guilty there. I think she's guilty, but I feel bad for anyone who lives around the school because it must be a nightmare on a daily basis.
Well, and as you know, John, that's almost every neighborhood in the Valencia area.
Yeah, and I live very close to the gas station, the school where the guy fought the kid at the gas station. And boy, you do not want to go to the gas station or the grocery store after school gets out because those kids are worse than the parents. They are absolutely horrible human beings. And
I was one of those kids. I know.
I know, I was too. But yeah, they are antagonizing and they steal and whatnot. But yeah, it must. I feel bad for both parties because the poor guy. On a daily basis, somebody parks in his driveway, and she shouldn't have done it. But he shouldn't have rammed her car either. But I applaud it. I just don't think he should have done it.
I think you're right. Thanks so much for the call, John. Appreciate it. I'm giving a vote in both columns for that guy. 800-222-KABC is the phone number. Steve in Orange. Steve, you're on the Blitz. Hello.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Great topic. I think he shouldn't have done what he did. He overreacted, but I've thought about that when that happens to me. And what if he was having a heart attack? What if he was sick? What if his grandbaby was sick? Buddy, I would have backed the car up and I would have pushed her car across the street and up on the sidewalk.
Yeah, if you've got an actual emergency and someone's blocking your driveway, you hope that your car has enough force to move that one out.
Exactly. And she's, her time is more important than what might happen in that person's home. That, we're all under a lot of pressure right now. I think it was just bad on both sides, but she's the overwhelming problem.
The parent gets the vote. Thank you so much for the call, Steve. Appreciate it. Here's an interesting email. Kevin writes in at randykabc@gmail.com. I got our local police to do more patrols of our elementary school. They were writing tickets a few days later. Anyone can do that. Anyone can call a local police department, ask for a traffic enforcement officer. They're happy to help. There's an interesting idea. So Kevin is advocating for being a rat. But hey, if it stops the problem, maybe that's the solution. Let's go to Mel in Santa Fe. Mel, you're on the Blitz. Hello.
Yeah. Hey, Guy. Hey, every time I get down here, I tune into you. I love your program there. Kudos to that guy that just talked about the emergency situation. I didn't even think about that. But, hey, this happened to a buddy of mine. He was outside watering his front yard, and a lady drove up, blocked his driveway. He went up to her and told her, hey, you're blocking my driveway. She said, F you, dude. I'm going to report your butt for watering your lawn on a day that you shouldn't even be watering your lawn. So I told him, I said, hey, aren't you going to water her down? And they cleaned her car off. And she totally shamed him. He just backed off and, he almost went up to her and apologized. So that's all I got, guys. So take care.
Oh, that is wild. Thank you so much for the call, Mel. Appreciate it. Let's go to Rose in Marina Del Rey. Rose, you're on the Blitz. Hello.
Quite frankly, Randy, in order to meet the moment, and because the bureaucracy is real, absolutely, both of these people, because he hit a parked car and because she is a selfish person, and he should have also bipped her. Bye, buddy. Love the show.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. She hit them all, didn't she?
The bureaucracy is real.
I've been bipped several times, quite frankly.
Now that is a P1 listener. Let's go to Harry in Altadena. Harry, you're on the Blitz. Hello.
Hey, I'm going to give it from a law enforcement perspective. Which position is citable? If you block someone's driveway, the emergency services can't get in there to help people, someone can't get out for an emergency, guess what? You get cited, and if you deserve to be cited, and the reason why you weren't cited is because everybody defunded the police. That's where all the citations were written by people who did not want to hook people up, be the bad guy, but wrote citations. And when they defunded the police, they kept the warriors on the line, and they consider parking violations as minor. So somebody had to make a decision. And that's what you get when you defund the police. So it's whose fault? Well, guess what? They call, and no one's there to respond to get the people who are parking and blocking your personal driveway. Now, if they go in your personal driveway and they're sitting in your driveway, you can put a spike strip right in front of their freaking car until the tow yard comes and with the sheriffs, and they tow them out of your property for trespassing. Okay? That's the reality of it. Anyway, but
wow,
I enjoyed talking to you. Thank you.
I enjoyed talking to you too. Thanks for the suggestion, Harry. Appreciate it. Although if you put the spike strip in, that car's not getting moved for a very long time. We'll continue with your phone calls. Boy, this is an explosive one. The dispute between the parent who blocked a driveway and the homeowner who hit the car and filmed the dispute on social media. Who's the bigger a-hole? Back to the phones we go on the News Blitz with Randy Wang. Let's go to Chris in Garden Grove. Chris, who's the bigger a-hole?
I'm going to say the woman that hit him is the woman that parked in front is the bigger a-hole, but he also is too. But, there's a solution to this. And what it is, the people that are complaining about this have been dealing with it for years, right? So I've had to deal with it myself. And what you do is, it's inconvenient, but what you do is you park your own car in front of your driveway so that if you got to leave, you can do it. Is that the proper thing? No, but it's reality. And you're going to
That's
avoid
not a
whole
bad
lot of
idea.
And then maybe get yourself some cones, and in extreme cases, I agree with the spike strips. But just put your car in there in front of your own driveway, and you're good. That's all I got.
Chris, you're working smarter, not harder. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Let's go to Claudia in Woodland Hills. Claudia, you're on the Blitz. Hello.
Hello.
Claudia.
Well,
hey.
It's the mother. It's the parent that is the bigger a-hole. That's my opinion, and it's a lack of respect for those around us and entitlement that I'm more important than everybody else.
Yeah, I think that's coming through on this show. Thank you so much for the call, Claudia. Appreciate it. Steph in Mission. Steph, you're on the Blitz. Hello.
Hey, Randy. I know you have two choices, the parent or the homeowner, and normally I would say parent, but I got a better spin for you. Earlier caller said something about the kid could ride the bike or walk, and your response was, no, the streets are not safe. They can't do it. The streets are unsafe. So to me, if the streets are unsafe, that's George Gascon.
Oh, secret third entry.
Quite frankly,
George Gascon's the biggest a-hole in this story.
Well, he is anyway, but in this story too, because if the streets were safer, then the kids could ride, and then they wouldn't have to go pick them up. They could go on the bus or walk or ride. So it's all on George Gascon every single time.
That is great. I will make an exception for you. That is fantastic. Thank you so much for the call. Back to the phones we go. Who's the bigger a-hole in the Saugus Elementary School driveway story? Dennis in Long Beach. Dennis, you're on the Blitz. Hello.
Hey, Randy, like your show.
Thank you.
It's kind of fun to, check up on the local news on the afternoon, and appreciate it. We talked a little bit about the little, bike runs that they were running, and I don't know how that vote went, but we'll follow up on that later. But just wanted to say I would go with, all in all, if you're going to block some, people, I drive from basically down in the Broadway, Belmont Shores area, and I got to get up to the 405, and there's people stopping everywhere, and there's a lot of schools that are going, and the schools don't bother me so much, but one of the things that bothers me probably more than that is just the UPS and Amazon and On Track, and everybody just thinks they can just stop wherever they want. It's just like it's not even you just sit there and you push your emergency lights, and you just, and it's dangerous. You got to go around them, especially on those kind of roads. And I think, that might be even more of a concern than the parents dropping off their kids on a daily basis, because
Oh, Dennis, I think we could do a whole show on that. That is one of the reasons why I never take Van Owen home, because there's always an Amazon truck that double parks, and so that's only 2 lanes. Everyone has to go around. It creates so much congestion. That is a fantastic observation. Thanks so much for the call. We couldn't get to everybody because there are too many people calling in. So if you didn't make it on, guess what? It's open phones tomorrow. You can comment on this or anything we talked about throughout the week, or a happy hour topic, or you just want to blast away about whatever. That's on tomorrow's show. Let me tally up the votes. The vast majority say it was the parent. Some say it was both. One said it was the homeowner, and one said it was George Gascon. Right. We'll see you tomorrow on the News Blitz on KABC.